Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are welcome to Crystal family. In today's video, I would like to show you guys how I prepare my breakfast for the day. Now I'm greasing my pan with oil to make my breakfast. But before the same video, I will be cooking a pot of stew that always lasts us and save our life. So let's start the breakfast. So here I have here my mixture of flour, sugar, milk, little bit of salt. So my pan was hot and I just add the mixture to it. And this mixture is pancake mix. They have already mixed everything together. So I added little bit of milk to it. Here the fire is very low, it's on low heat. And this is how my pancake turned out to be. Very nice because I lowered the stove. It did not burn at all. It did not burn. So you would just be turning it. So this is how I make my pancake. After making the pancake, I proceeded doing the next thing that we will eat with the pancake. Normally, when I prepare pancake, I make sure that I have enough protein attached to it because it's good to have balanced diet. So this is egg. I just beat 4 eggs, add my carrot, red bell pepper, and little bit of salt. Mix it, and I'm making scrambled eggs for us to eat with the pancake, like add it to the pancake. I'm done with the breakfast making, and this is the pancake. I added syrup to it, and this is the scrambled egg. This combination is very healthy and delicious at the same time. So all you need is you just fetch the scrambled eggs inside the pancake, and then you mold it or you fold it, and you take it with the tea. So here we have 2 cups of tea. My husband own and my own. I use green tea to make it, and plenty milk. I love milk. I use this syrup to spread on the pancake. This pancake syrup is very delicious. Pamba. 3 hours later, I start with my stew making. First of all, I cook my vegetables. That's 2 big size of tomatoes, white onion, red onion, and bell pepper. I cook without water, and it looks like this after some few minutes. Few minutes later, it came out with its own water like this. So I use it to blend the vegetables. So the next thing is my pork meat. That's my protein I'll use for the stew. I'm not using this whole meat for the stew, guys. So I cook everything and divide it because my freezer was full. I don't have space for this meat storage, so I made my mind to cook it and divide it. It's time for me to season this meat. So I use grated ginger, garlic, and onion for this meat, and also add my Maggi to it and other spices or seasonings that is there. So my curry powder goes in first, and my paprika, black pepper, Italian spice, oregano, and all other stuff. I love curry powder a lot, so I added more because the meat is plenty. It's very plenty. Please, if you have watched up to this time, please subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and thumbs up, and comment down below what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right, so that I'll learn from you guys. So this is the final seasoning of the meat. So I just allow it to be there for a while. So here the meat is boiling, and I'm turning everything so that the seasonings and the spices will mix well with the meat. And normally when my meat is plenty, I don't turn it immediately after adding the spices. I let it boil for a while so that it will go down before I turn it. I added more water to season this meat because I will need the water for something, because I use the stock meat to prepare fried rice, to prepare anything that I need. So what I do is I always keep the meat stock in the freezer, and later on use it for something else. So here everything is well mixed, and I just let it boil in a low heat. So guys, here my meat is done, is well cooked, and it's time for me to take it off. So I'm using these vegetables to make the stew. That's green bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and red bell pepper, carrots, fish, onion, and tuna. These are the vegetables for the tomato stew. I make sure that my oil is very hot before adding the meat. So this is the first batch of the meat frying. So I fry half of the meat and store some of the fried meat, and also use the cooked meat to prepare light soup. So here I'm turning my meat, and it's just calling my name, Linda pick one, Linda pick one. So here my meat is frying. So it's time for me to remove my meat from the oil, and this is the trick I always use. Immediately I see a lot of bubbles on the oil, I notice that the meat is well fried, and that will make me off the stove before removing the meat, because if I don't off the stove, my meat will burn, and if your meat stays in the oil for long, it becomes dry and it will burn. So here is my meat, very well fried, and in fact, is it only me that like fried meat more than cooked meat? Because if I'm frying meat, it tempts me a lot, but if I'm cooking it, it doesn't tempt me. So here I'm adding my white onion to it first. This onion, I don't normally use it to prepare my stew or soup. So I add my favorite onion, that's red onion, to it, and stir it. All this while the stove is off. You see the oil is very hot, so still the bubbles are still on top. So later on I on it and adding my tomato paste to it first. Guys, if you have been cooking without using tomato paste first, try this. You will love it. You will love your stew. You first of all have to fry your tomato paste first before your fresh tomatoes, or if you have cooked your tomatoes, your fresh tomatoes, pepper, and blend it, that way you can add it before the tomato paste. But if you cook your tomato stew without boiling the tomatoes, try this method, you will love it. So here I'm adding my fish to it. I fry the tomato paste for a while before adding this fish to it. And guys, I wish you people were here to perceive the aroma. The whole room was smelling nice. the aroma was nice. So yeah, I give it a stir and allow it to boil for a while, and that is it. My stew is getting down. It's time for me to add my canned tomatoes. I use diced tomatoes and pasta sauce tomatoes. So I add this one first and stir it, and also blend the tomatoes that I cook. So this is how the stew. All this while, no salt in the stew. So I add my broth to it because that one, it has salt on it. So I just add it, stir it, and then add my other seasonings or salt because I've already seasoned the meat very well. After adding the tuna, immediately I add my seasonings that I need because I tasted and there is not enough. So I added something small to it, all the seasonings that I used to use for the meat. So yeah, I give it a stir and allow it to boil and cook well. My stew is getting ready, so I just add my bell peppers to it and give it a gentle stir. And I don't cook my vegetables for long because I still need the nutrients from the vegetables. So here I just proceeded adding my fried meat to it, and that is it. Guys, thank you so much for watching, each and every one of you. Thank you. Subscribe to